Hello, Professor. Hope you're doing well. So, I imagine with this video that I'm the one to be looking at. Today, we are doing my brother. His name is Kolnaz, and we're going to be doing our mock session for about 12 minutes. So, we will begin. All right. What brings you in today? What's going on?
Not feeling like I'm being appreciated as much as work, and I'm having a hard time communicating that.
Okay, so how is that happening at your work?
Recently my boss has we've been trying to find a new hire,
Okay.
and it's been a little rough. And my boss has been going through a temp agency to find new hires,
All right.
to try to assess something. And I'm trying to assess these people in a matter that is both safe for them and safe for the company.
Mm-hmm.
A very large part of my job is doing things and breaking things and
Okay.
hoping, and learning, not hoping, learning how to fix said mistakes. One major concern though right now is that when we do these things, we have these PLC controllers that need to be
Okay.
replaced, and these controllers are no longer manufactured.
All right.
So, due to the limited supply we have left, I tried prioritizing the safety of the controllers over giving our new hires a proper experience to work with said controllers.
Okay.
And now they get all mad at me because they're like, "Hey, why didn't you let the new guy swap out that controller?"
Mm.
And that's just, I didn't have the confidence he could do without breaking it, and apparently that's just not acceptable, even though I'm trying to watch out for the best interests.
Interesting. So it sounds like you're kind of like walking this tightrope of being sure that your company gets the jobs done, but also meeting the needs of your boss to be sure that you can, for one, train the new hire, protect the company, and be sure that you can all progress as a unit, but you're not being seen as that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what are some things that your bosses say, or like, how do they act?
See, the problem is that it's a mixed front. My
Okay.
primary boss, Becky, she finds that the risk is acceptable and that I should just do it anyway.
Okay.
And the reason being is because one of the main things she brought up is that she is paying these temp workers significantly more than me just to figure out, hey, is it someone we want to add to the company or not?
Mm-hmm.
So she wants results immediately, whereas my boss Cody, while he appreciates me doing stuff and watching out for that stuff, he's in the boat of, well, we need to figure out what tasks to give so we can figure out what skills they have.
Mm-hmm.
However, due to the nature of the job, I can't pick and choose tasks. Tasks just show up. Because our job is mainly response to whatever breaks in the facility.
Right. So you're trying to balance in between Cody and Becky, but then my question is this: who takes on the risk? You, the temp agency, or Cody and Becky?
Cody and Becky is the one that takes on the risk. And with the current state of the company just being me and those two, I know I won't get fired.
Right.
It's just frustrating when they get frustrated at me for trying to make decisions when neither of them can agree on what direction to go through.
Right. So it's kind of like you're dealing with, or at least what I'm picturing, is that you have two things totally on both sides of the spectrum. Becky is totally okay with the risk. Cody is not okay with the risk, and you're trying to balance both of these people.
Yeah.
And how do you navigate that?
Well, at least in my experience, it largely comes down to who am I going to call for what problem.
Okay.
For instance, we were working in these really dangerous 480 volt cabinets on the roof.
Right.
And Becky, on one hand, was to say, all right, just send it, you got this, you've done this before. And I have full confidence in my skills to do so.
Right.
However, before I continue too deeply to the task, I asked Cody his opinion about, hey, I got the new guy up here. I'm going to stick my hands near a circuit that has the very high potential to kill me, or the new hire.
Okay.
And my thought process at the time was, hey, I don't want the new guy anywhere near this because he doesn't have the experience for that. His previous experience was just low voltage Ethernet connections.
Okay.
So he had very little consequences when he shorted wires. And there's a few habits I was concerned about there. And once I told Cody about this, he shut the whole job down because it's just like, all right, well, no, don't get anywhere near that. Make sure all the power's turned off. We need shut down for that.
Okay.
And Becky and Cody are like, okay, well, Cole could do it, so how come the new guy can't do it? And Becky's like, Cole shouldn't be doing it either way, but I mean, if I had in an emergency, yeah, I'd trust him to do that, but we shouldn't be doing that, period.
So let me be sure that I'm understanding this right. You had a job, and the job was incredibly high voltage.
Yes.
Even for you to begin with.
Yes.
And Becky wanted you to have this new hire take on this job with you, but then when you talked to Cody and told him about it, it was too dangerous even for you, so he shut down the entire thing.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So what was the aftermath of all that?
Well, the aftermath is that we kind of lucked out in that there was a shutdown being scheduled 4 weeks after that conversation.
Okay.
And as such, we decided to postpone the job till then. However, new guy quit. Well, half quit. He only showed up for 2/3 of all the days that we hired him, and then Becky and Cody fired him.
Okay. Were there like any like external factors that made him quit, or was he just really unsatisfied with the work?
I can't know for sure, so I'm not him, but
Okay, that's true.
I imagine it's a column A, column B scenario. On one hand, it's like, damn, what they're doing is kind of dangerous, and on the other hand, it's, man, dealing with Becky and Cody's a little hard.
So you think it's kind of like a culmination of factors? Yeah. Okay. So you're trying to appease Becky. You're trying to appease this coworker who are trying to get to a coworker to bring onto your team, but then you're trying to make sure that you are also safe.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot.
It is. It is. It doesn't help with people, when you hire people from temp agencies, you don't know exactly what you're gonna get.
Okay.
So it's you have to surmise what skills, level of awareness they have without ever knowing the person intimately.
Okay.
So you have to quickly make decisions, and it's a little hard for me to be cutthroat with people because I hear their stories like, oh yeah, you know, I got a family, I got a wife and stuff. So it's real hard to be like, yeah, sorry bro, you just don't come to work anymore.
Okay, so what do you mean when you say like, sorry bro, don't come to work anymore?
Well, I'm Becky and Cody. They're at their house office thing all the time. So it really comes down to my evaluation of whether, hey, do we keep this guy or do we boot him?
Okay, so that's a lot of responsibility on you. So you're kind of like the bridge in between all three.
Yes.
So like, is the expectation on you to solve that problem?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, so like, how does that transpire?
So the main thing that they've been trying to do is they've been trying to use me to evaluate these new guys, see if they're worth investing in.
Okay.
And the problem with that is there are some skills that are not going to show, or it won't become apparent if they had skills that we need without letting them work the site for a few weeks to even a few months.
Okay.
For instance, one of my responsibilities is to plan out jobs, and that's, you know, I go contact Pierre or the customer or whatever, and they say, hey, you know, we need this sensor installed, but that's all they give me. I have to go down to the site, look at the sensor, look where we can put it, research the rules installing it, what voltages I need, what do I need a power supply, do I need a transformer, what's the nearest controller, do we need to run conduit, okay, if we're running conduit, what's all the materials I need for that. All of that stuff I can visualize and plan out in my head very rapidly, and that's kind of what you need in that job because everything is going to be different. There's no cookie cutter solution for any part of my job.
So it sounds like you have to be really adaptable when you do your job.
Right,
and very flexible.
And that's not something I can figure out in a person without working them for so long.
Right.
But then we go back to the original issue of they're getting paid $35 an hour for Becky and Cody when they just to figure this stuff out,
Mm-hmm.
and it's frustrating because I have to make all those decisions, and every time I try to make a decision, I feel like they get mad at me in one way or another.
Okay, so like so your intention is to solve the problem of finding this worker,
Yes.
and that takes a long time as they have to go through a lot of events to showcase that they have a solid understanding of how your job works.
Yes.
So then when you're trying to present these solutions to Cody and Becky, what is their usual like responses?
Well, that's dependent on the question and the solution.
Okay.
If the for instance, we had a different guy before the last one we fired. He
So real quick, how many people have like gone through this role, just for an idea?
so far we're on our fourth right now. He seems to be doing pretty good.
Okay.
But the three before him, the first one kept on getting in a custody battle over his kids, which he didn't disclose immediately. He actually he was supposed to go to Utah for a job, but he completely flaked on us, and I had to go over there as an emergency.
Oh really?
Yeah, that was incredibly annoying.
Okay.
Now, luckily, the solution for that was, hey, Cole, you're free this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they sent me for that. But the other guy was too reckless. The one we last fired was too reckless. He was just slicing through wires and shorting stuff out. That was really dangerous because of his habits from working in low voltage.
Right.
Another guy, he was just dumb.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? He just didn't understand how to use tools and was just there to collect a paycheck.
Okay.
Which, nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
But this is just the kind of job where you have to, despite not enjoying the work, you have to be interested in the solutions and getting solutions for the work.
Mm. So that sounds like that's a lot of pressure on you to navigate all those things.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm. So do you feel responsible that you have to do those things?
I feel that I'm responsible to do those tasks, but I also know that if it really came down to it, Becky or Cody would help me.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be annoyed as hell, but we can all work together to get it done.
Mm-hmm. So you're collaborative enough to answer what you need to do.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that is time for our session.